What's poppin', pimpin'? It's your boy Scotty motherfucking Wilson back with another fabulous episode of Vlogging from My Sanity. And it's an okay day. It's not a bad day. We're having a good day. So far. So far we're having a pretty good day. I lately I have been, you know what's so funny, y'all? I think I'm getting back to myself. It feels like that. The reason why it feels like I'm getting back to myself is because lately I have been having a undying urge to get back into music. Right now, I am watching Lucky Day's ex-manager do an interview on the manager's playbook. Her name is, shoot, I just had it in my head. Hold on, let me look. I do apologize if I mispronounce it. Natalie Prosper. I think that's how you say her last name. Anywho, so I'm just listening to her talk, and I always enjoy watching people in the industry like her speak on their experiences and talk about the stuff that they have been through, right? Because it always makes me do this in my head, you know, as somebody who still is pursuing a career in music. What would happen if I had to put myself in that position that they're discussing, but without that weird human thing that we do? This weird thing that humans do where they be like, man, if that was me, I wouldn't have did such. I don't like doing that because I be feeling like that's bullshit. Because if you are who you are, then you should know who you really are. And a lot of times when I hear stuff like that, it be feeling like people be lying. Like they be like, yeah, if I was in that position, I never would have did let such do that to me. Yes, you would, cause I know you, and you kind of was in a situation like that, and you didn't do shit until somebody, you know what I'm saying, came and helped you, or because you had some help, you was able to feel like you don't. I do you one better. People who feel like stuff that happens to other people would never happen to them. I know a lot of people like that. They'd be like, man, I would have never let nobody talk to me like that. It's funny. I know a lot of people who say shit like that, and it's like, well, fam, can't nobody really talk to you about nothing. Like, don't make it seem like you just this tough person who, you know what I'm saying, you got this such high moral integrity that can't nobody say nothing to you. Nah, you the type of person can't nobody say nothing to at all. Like, it's hard to have a conversation with you in general. So this whole, they would never be able to talk to me like that. Can't nobody talk to you about nothing. So, can we be honest about these scenarios that we be putting ourselves in? Can you be honest and sit up here and say that, oh, I would have never been in this, I would have never let somebody do me like that in this situation. You would have never gotten in that situation because of who you are as a person. Like, people don't even want to put up with you. People don't even like you. So, you probably wouldn't even been in that position at all because nobody fucking like you. So, for me, when I try to do the same thing and I put myself in those positions with those, you know, I'd be like, well, what would I have done like in real life? Like what? Because I've done a lot of dumb shit. So if I was around some of these situations, what would I have really done? You feel what I'm saying? And it really makes me kind of think twice about how I move as a person and as an individual, because if I'm being honest with myself about a lot of situations, I don't know if I would have did something different. You know what I'm saying? It be some situations where I'm like, I might have did that too. Like, if I'm being honest with myself, I might have done the same thing. So me being able to hear the story and see how it affects other people around them, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. For example, I'm gonna preface my comments by saying I'm finna say some racial shit that might make you slightly uncomfortable, but it's a fact. Walk with me, please. Um, Cause I want to say it in a way that's understandable, so it doesn't come off like some racist shit. It's racial, but it's not racist. It's the difference. Um, when I hear certain people in certain groups doing interviews with certain people in certain groups. It's just the conversations, all from the perspectives of the individuals, always seem really interesting. They always seem really interesting because when I see successful white women do interviews, it's I don't know how to word it without, like, because it needs to come across, because this be the thing when people talk like this. My bad. I don't mean to keep, like, hesitating, because I'm not trying to, like, tiptoe. I don't tiptoe over shit. My problem with saying certain shit about shit, because I even do that with the podcast. My problem with saying certain shit about shit is that if I really want you to get it, then I gotta say it in a way that will force you to listen to it. For example, as my homie keeps saying, I keep talking about it all the time. Like, Sinners. I think Sinners is a good way to get white people to watch that movie because it's in entertainment, it's got vampires in it, and it's doing successful. Those three things right there, as far as America is concerned, because if you're not in America, I'm going to tell you this right now. As far as America is concerned, if you can have some fantasy shit in it, if it can be some fantasy shit in it, you can kind of let it get away as entertainment. So it's not like, so you're not really talking to them like directly. You know what I'm saying? You're not preaching. And you can do it and you can be successful. Then you will force people who don't fuck with you, who don't look like you, to listen to what you have to say. You can't preach to them. You got to make it seem like it's a fantasy. And you also got to be successful. If you be successful, you make it seem like it's a fantasy, I'm telling you, they're going to go for it. It don't matter how, look, because I'm telling you, especially as a black person, they only let us get away with shit if we can do those three things. It gotta be, follow me. Gotta be, I'm reiterate it so y'all can make sure it's locked in your head. Fantasy, successful, entertainment. Why do you think black rappers are allowed to be successful? Even though they will try to suppress the things that certain people are being said. It's to me, as a person who grew up in the 90s, the dynamic from how you praise NWA to how you tried to demonize NWA has always been real interesting to me. It's because it's like you trying to play both sides. So the government officials will come out here and say, hey, we don't like rap. No, it's not that we don't hate rap. We don't hate rappers. But we are against those thugs. They'll do shit like that. They'll say shit like that. They'll put on public announcements and make it seem like the world is against them. And then when we take that clip and we put it as an intro on a song that's hard as fuck, where all these spins coming from? I'm just saying. I thought you was against them thugs. Because where these views coming from? Since you against them thugs, though. That's what would be killing me. They don't be want to talk about it. And then all of a sudden, you know. So anyway, that's why I was trying to find a good way to say it. But I was bringing that up because, you know, when it comes to people who have certain opinions about, okay, so the reason why I brought up white women in interviews is because I was recently looking at a successful white woman that I watch from time to time interviewing a very successful white man who I watch his interviews fairly often. as I'm sitting here, just bear with me, fam. Just bear with me, right? I'm not trying to be ignorant. Just bear with me. It's hard for me to sit here and, like, the older I get, it's hard for me to, like, accept information from certain places when I get to hearing more about the individual's personality, because it just be certain stuff that people be saying where it's like, I'm not saying you a bad person, but what did you mean by that? You feel what I'm saying? My bad. I just had to make sure, because, you know, niggas get to talking and niggas get to... I'm super paranoid because I can see successful white men and white women sit here and have conversations and do certain things about certain shit where I'm like, fam, I'm just like, can black people do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want us to... You know what? Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. Because sometimes, because that be my thing. Sometimes I be wanting, like, us to do shit regular, per se. But I'm starting to realize that there is no regular. So, you know, if I give you a great movie with information that you should learn and know about your culture, then there are going to be some things that, you know, come up slightly short. If you sit up here and tell me that you feel like Transformers or Black Panther was a better movie than Sinners, then you're ridiculous, because the plot lines aren't better, the story isn't better, there's not a more of a connection to the characters, the acting isn't as good. We, like I said, we stopped fucking with Transformers after Shia LaBeouf. I don't know why y'all keep acting like y'all don't want to say that. Like, we fucked with Shia LaBeouf, like we did, like a lot. You know what I'm saying? But after that, it was... I'm not finna keep getting into whatever. Anyway, but it's just how often we let shit slide because it's not up to a certain standard for a certain particular group of people. And then when we get to these particular group of people, if we don't like say it or do it a certain way, then then we can't do it. I just think that's I just think it's corny. That's all. I feel like you should just be able to live in a space where you be like, bro, I don't want to be around him. He talk too much. He do too much. Like, if you can sit up here and say that I talk about racism too much and I bring up that shit too much, then I should be able to say that you whine and cry and bitch too much about life. If I'm whining and crying about, because that's my life, I'm whining and crying about that shit, and then I have to sit here and hear y'all cry and whine about y'all shit, then I don't understand why I can't say that that's some bullshit in a safe space. Why can't I coexist in a space and say that's some bullshit? Well, I'll tell you why. The reason why we can't do that is because individuals realize that things happen to them individually. And what happens is people who are counting the numbers that of the things that happen to these individuals are calculating that it's happening to more than one individual, and now it's not just an individual thing, it's a group thing. So while you're sitting there saying, hey, every time y'all talk about race, it makes me cringe, the people that are aware of the fact that you're watching it and aware of the fact that I'm making it is hearing both sides. They're saying, damn, these people want to talk about it and these people don't want to hear it. Well, which one is going to make me the most money? They not saying that. Never mind. Actually, I take that back. They not saying that. I figured that out a long time ago. I was just telling my partner that the other day. I figured out that a long time ago when it comes to racism. Y'all don't want no money. Y'all don't want no money. And you don't want no real power either. Because if you did, then you would do what you got to do to get the money. But you don't want to do that. You would rather use your extra resources to like suppress people and not give a fuck about people. Like, do you know how the same white woman that I was just talking about, do you know how more prevalent she would be if she did more interviews with people of African American descent, like people that are in her space as well, that are doing just as successful, that she probably wasn't even paying attention to? Like, I don't see nobody. Like, my thing is, I genuinely do not see no white person running around with everybody except for Gary Vee. He's the only person I've ever seen do it, which is why people let him fly with a lot of shit. That's why don't nobody say nothing about him. You can't say nothing about him as a bad. Like, you almost can't say nothing about him as a person in no capacity being bad, because he's literally out there doing the work. He ain't saying shit. Just out there doing the work. But then I go to the other people who, you know, when you start watching Gary Vee videos, they'll start, you know, other people will start popping up in your algorithms. Yeah, them other people, they don't even hang with Gary Vee like that. I noticed that. They don't sit and talk with him often. They also don't sit and talk with the people that he talks to often. And I think that's very strange to me. It's very strange that out of everybody, Gary Vee is the only person that's willing to sit down with rappers and talk to them. My only other issue is I would like Gary Vee to sit down with more black women and talk to them just as much as he talks to the rappers. I would love to see him interviewing the Glorrillas of the world. I want to see him sit down with Coco Jones. I want to see him sit down with, you know what I'm saying, with Victoria Monet. I would love to see him sit down with some of these managers. You know what I'm saying, these black women managers. Like, because the fact that Gary Vee, out of a lot of the people that that's in his field, can sit down and have a better discord with Nipsey Hussle than I ain't seen none of the rest of them, it just says a lot to me. Like, even if I want to still hang on to the all white people are evil, you know, like Dr. Umar tell you to do, like, then you got to go deal with that. And to me, the fact that we won't go deal with that be the easy way to keep us divided. I've never seen Dr. Umar Johnson and Gary Vee sit down. If they sat down and had a conversation, to me, that moment would be more powerful than whatever even the conversation was about. The fact that they would sit down and have a discord about something, anything, that would, to me, be more powerful than whatever they're talking about. The fact that they sat down and had a conversation. Mr. I don't believe that no white person is good. Mr. I believe all human beings are good. Let those two people sit down and let me see how that plays out. Because I don't believe that Dr. Umar Johnson is a bad person. I understand exactly where he be coming from. I don't think that Gary Vee is a bad person. I understand exactly where he coming from. But there's a power dynamic right there in the middle that's leaving a little gray area for the powers that be to keep doing what they doing. And I would love for those conversations to exist somewhere. Put them on Patreon, goddamn me. Somewhere. You ain't got to even put it out in the world. Just, it would be nice if you put it on YouTube, but then, you know, somebody, you know, I don't know. Then Gary Vee start getting death threats all of a sudden. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But, which I would hate for that to happen, but I do feel like it's a space and a world. Like, if Gary Vee can move like he can, I do believe there's a space and a world where he can start to sit down with some of these people. Like, I would like to see Gary Vee on Rory and Mal show. I would like to see him sit down. It's certain spaces that they was like, before I stopped watching the Joe Budden podcast, I don't really watch it as much as I used to. I don't. It's too much going on. I loved everything that Joe did at one point. I didn't like that Virgo attitude, boy. There's something about it, boy. I just can't. I have a lot of personal PTSD with that, with Virgo attitudes. So that's why when he be getting into his bag, bruh, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want, it's a personal thing. I don't know him at all. But from my experiences with his behavior, like behind closed doors, you know, and like I said, I don't know him personally. It's just, when I see him Virgoing, it feels familiar. It'd be like, I've seen that before. You know, so, anywho. So, but I still watch the clips because I used to watch the nigga all the time. So, but from what I'm seeing, it's just like, yeah. Anywho. But I was saying that to say, you know, I remember when he had got on his show, and he had said that he sat down with Gary, and he said, man, I wanted to see if he was like really like that. He was like, nah, Gary really like that. Like, Gary really act like that for real. Like, that's really who he is. I would have loved to see their conversation. And to me, I'm just speaking from a young black man's perspective. Like, it's just certain shit that I would just like to see to help me get over the fact that I feel like the world does not give a fuck about me. And I'm really sick and tired of having to hear everybody else say that. And then, but when I say it, it's a problem. I don't want to say when I say it, it's a problem. Let me not do that. Actually, because I've probably said that in some other videos, and that's not necessarily true. If I'm being honest, I actually am speaking a little bit from the perspective of society, because that's actually not 1,000% true. That's like 99% true of what I just said. Because the funny part is, I will say, sometimes I'll say what I have to say about black women to a black woman, and they will actually understand where I'm coming from. Even if they don't agree, they'll understand where I'm coming from. So I can't sit up here and keep saying that, I can't say that, or I don't have a safe space to say that. Because, the comments are going to comment, and my thing is, a lot of people who are fucked up, are on the internet. So if you get a bunch of comments of people disagreeing with what you're saying, that don't mean that everybody disagreeing with what you're saying. Because, like I said, I've had enough conversations with people where I broke down where I was coming from about shit, and they like, oh, okay, I kind of see why you said that. Like, I still don't agree with it, but I see why you said that. Because I've had plenty of conversations with women where they was like, I would have knocked the bitch out too, and I was like, oh, how could you say that? You know what I'm saying? But they kind of get it. I don't know what to tell you about that. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't give a fuck how you fucking feel about what the fuck I just goddamn said, because that's just the reality of life. Yeah, there are women where if you really kind of get into the story, they be like, I don't know, I would have knocked that bitch out too. I don't know, she did what? What she do? Yeah, because somebody did me like that, I'm fucking some shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, because it's like, at what point do we become just human? And then talk about what we would really do as humans, which kind of brings me back to what I was saying earlier. Like, when you put yourselves in these situations, or you put yourself in situations based off of what you think from society, or really being honest with yourself about what the fuck you would do as a whatever you are. Because there's been plenty of times where I done heard about certain situations about, now I ain't talking about the Shannon Sharp shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about that. But there's been some situations where some shit done came out about black men, and then I saw the girl, I was like, I don't know, nigga. I probably would have folded too, my nigga. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest with myself. Like, it'd be some certain situations where you be like, bro, I can't, like, if I was, me sitting here now at this age, or more mature and lived a little bit of life, now I'm sitting here saying, I wouldn't have did that. But, bro, yes, you would have. If you was that age at that time, yes, you would have. I know. Bro, and the stupid part is I've been watching people do that since I was in high school. Like, I remember when freshmen went to seniors, and then the seniors started talking shit about the freshmen as if you weren't just a freshman 5 minutes ago. I used to think that was the dumbest shit in the fucking world. I swear to God, I used to think that was stupid. I know it's normal, it's high school culture, I get it, but I used to think that was dumb. I'm like even when I used to talk to girls that was like juniors and seniors, and they'd be like, oh, I ain't talking to you, you know what I'm saying? You just a sophomore. Bitch, you was just a sophomore like yesterday. For me, it didn't make sense to me. So that's why I kind of approach those situations the way I do now. Because you got to make a little bit more sense to me. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. You just got to make it look like I need to have a discord. And that be my thing. A lot of, when it comes to society as a whole, we're all lazy and fucking stupid. Why do you think America is the number one brand? America is the number one brand because we do everything lazy, and we get the biggest fucking shit out of it. They still trying to figure out how to incorporate slaves without beating on people and hanging them and lynching them. You know why? Because niggas made a whole lot of fucking money doing that shit. But that's why people fucking pay attention to America. They know Americans don't give a fuck about people. They know good and goddamn well. But the brand works. What did I say earlier? Fantasy, entertainment, and success. As long as it works, then as long as I'm in another race, then it doesn't matter how much shit you talked about my race. Because that shit, because what you did was successful and it was entertaining and there was fantasy in it. So maybe I can do that too. So now you finna sit here and dissect it. Now you finna sit here and figure out what made Center so good. Now you finna sit here and watch that shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. And the ancestors watching your ass while you sitting there looking at it. Just all in your feelings, fucking with your soul and all some more shit. But you gotta study it though, because it became successful. So now you gotta focus on it. These black fucking football players, you gotta deal with them because they're fucking successful. And if you don't figure out how to keep fucking with these successful people, then they're gonna out-success you. And you don't want that. So you got to figure it out. You got to figure out how to be successful. You got to figure out how to be entertaining, fantasy, and successful. That's what it is. And the crazy part is us as human beings do that without even trying. And then we wonder why things gravitate towards us. And then we kind of just accept whatever because it makes life easier. Like attractive people. Fantasy, entertainment, and success. You can qualify those three things in just being attractive. Which is why it makes it so hard. Like, so that's why I'm like, I don't understand why people think it's so hard to date and why we have so many issues around dating when it comes to certain things and certain places and all this, that, and the other. It's like, bro, because do you really want to have a discord about how you got there mentally? How you got to this place mentally? Because if we have a discord about how you got to this place mentally, we're going to have to break down you, your family, how you grew up, your whole dynamic, what the fuck they was on, where that came from, and then who did this and where that came from, and then who did this and where that came from. And you might not like the answer. I'm just saying. That's why people be like, bro, why can't we just all love each other? Why can't we just all and I get it, because I should be able to sit here and watch the people that I was talking about earlier. I should be able to sit here and watch a successful white woman and be like, okay, what is she saying that I can learn from? Like, what can I learn from what she's saying? How can I look at her and be like, wow, that's great that a woman is successful. That's great that she did these things, this, that, and the other. And I haven't seen her tear down nobody or hate on nobody in the process. So I would love that same gene that they seem to have where they can just skip past the bullshit that's clearly there and be like, you know what, I can learn from you. Because you hate people that look like me, but then you want to learn from me. So you'll sit here and watch all my shit so you can learn from me, but you hate me though. It's kind of like a cop. It's not like they're investigating, for the love of the investigation. You know what I'm saying? It's their job. So, maybe this our job. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's your job. Our job to identify and understand. So that you don't go out here causing a problem and trying to hate on everybody and going out here being a bitch like the rest of the powers that be. Because y'all niggas some hoes. Y'all niggas some hoes to me. And I mean that with all due respect, because, bro, like, life could be so much better if you weren't wasting time putting your foot on niggas like me's neck. Like, bro, we could get so much more work done. We could get these hoes. Like, you want to get some hoes? Because I think that's what their problem is, for real. They don't get the bitches. And then that's why they keep trying to emasculate niggas. That's why it's always got something to do with your masculinity. That's why it's always got to do with some sexual shit. It always got to do with some sexual shit. Because I used to think that was weird, too, when I was young. Why every time somebody insults somebody, it got to be some sexual shit? What is y'all issue with sexuality to where you can use that as an insult? Because one of the biggest superpowers that you can have as a kid when you're poor and you getting joned on is owning up to it. Like, when people joning on you and it's like a fact, then you can be like, so? And it kind of takes away the energy of the jone. So, because when you accept it, it's like, and your mama fat as hell. Yeah, she is. I tell her that shit all the fucking time. Like, we join on her together. Like, so now it's not, you not doing what you was trying to do. Like, you were trying to hurt me with what you thought was an insult to you. And it's not really an insult. You know what I'm saying? So, I noticed that when I get in my bag, when I talk about shit, because the way my quality of life and the way I live and quality of life can offend people with me just having a conversation. With me literally just having a conversation. Because I do shit like, fam, you didn't drink no water today? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is this? The peasantry? That's what we doing? We doing the peasantry today? That's now? What? Absolutely not. When people come in my house and they don't take their shoes off. Home training. Where your mom at? The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But But at the same time, I try to understand where people be coming from. But when I get into my bag, yeah, I'll make you feel like less of a person. And it's fucked up to me because people will feel like less of a person instead of being like, oh damn, that's just how Scotty is. That's him and his personality. They'll take how I am personal. Because that's the thing. If I sit up here and tell you, like, the way I speak about white folks, that shit pisses me off, because then when I get around other white people and they try to be cool with me, it's like, why can't you stop talking about white people? Bruh, I didn't watch the internet and just felt some type of way about them. Bruh, I was on papers for 10 fucking years because somebody that looked like you decided they didn't like a motherfucker that looked like me. They just felt like it because they ain't had nothing better to do. I'm sorry, see, I be getting upset. I be getting mad. But how can you not? That's 10 years of my life, bro. Why? I don't have the right to be upset. Like, I can't be mad. I can't look at you as a white woman with a white man in an interview and be like, crazy. I can look at your views and your numbers and then look at this one with the two minorities and somehow use a little bit lower. It's crazy. Crazy to me. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. But I get it. I get the power dynamic. I understand it. Like I said, it's just corny, bro. That's all. But that's why I need, like, if you really want to help young black men, I'm saying this as a young black man, because y'all always say y'all want to help us, but then when we tell y'all what to do, you don't want to fucking do it. I want to see Wendy Day sit down with more black podcasts and just talk. Because my thing is, my frustration with white people and the PTSD that I have with them, because things actually did happen to me. Not even just that scenario. Not even just the 10-year shit. It was some more shit that they done did personally. This is cool people that I was supposed to be cool with. And I'm like, damn, you're just white. Like, I would like to call you a jackass, but that wasn't even no jackass shit. That was some shit that if I went to some of my other white friends, they'd be like, yeah, that's some white shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it'd be that. But I do feel like there are some white people in the world where it's like, nah, we kind of need to see that more. Like that, I can't remember her name. If you remember her name, put her name in the comments. But it's an older white lady that be running around talking about white supremacy all the time. Why don't y'all interview her? I don't see her in none of the black spaces to let people know that, like, yeah, some people talking that shit. Like, some people are helping. Like, you don't have to be like Dr. Umar all the time. There are people that he can sit down and have conversations with. And just the sitting down of that will do more than the conversation itself. But because us as individuals are thinking more so about the conversation and how it's going to make me feel and what it's going to do for this person and how it's going to make this person look, it's like, bro, you don't give a fuck about right here. I get it. Y'all want to save everybody else because everybody else is in danger. I get it. But some of those people who are in danger, I'm supposed to be their protectors. I can't protect them if I'm in danger too. So while you sitting up here wanting me to agree over and over and over again about how in danger they are, I'm aware. So am I. So can we get some help so we can protect these motherfuckers? You feel what I'm saying? Because all I'm asking, I'm not even asking you to fucking do anything for me. I just need visuals to show that I fucking matter. I don't need cliche ass dumbass shit to pander to the idea of success that can only be given by an infrastructure that don't give two fucks about me if I don't do exactly what the fuck it tell me to do. So, this is just my wishes. These are just simple wishes that I have. That's all. You don't have to listen to them. Again, I'm just spitting my shit on my safe space. That's all. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Who the fuck cares? Why you sit up here talking about how much I love whatever. Pandering. It just look like a lot of pandering. That should just be a whole lot of fucking pandering. I just don't pander. I don't do it. And it's really unfortunate because if I did, I'd probably be much more successful. I don't think I'm an ugly person. So I'm pretty sure if I pandered a lot, because I remember, matter of fact, you know what's so funny? I remember this girl had messaged me in my inbox. And she was kind of flirting with me a little bit. White girl. And I knew she was flirting with me. But in that moment, I found it an opportunity to gain information versus flirt back because I'm cool, shawty. You not even, you know, she wasn't even my type. Not a bad girl. She just wasn't attractive to me. Anywho, I asked her, I said, what do you think I could do to, like, you know, get out there more? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, I didn't even know people, like, fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think people thought I was attractive or anything like that. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? What do you think I should do? It was something to that effect. Some kind of question like that. It was something to that effect as we were having a conversation. And so she listed out a bunch of stuff. That was so funny. She did list out some stuff that she thinks that I could do. But as she did that, I was like, a lot of this shit sound like pandering. And I said that to her. I was like, a lot of this shit sound like pandering to women. Like, everything you telling me to do, it feels like when I see other people do that, it's like I know what you're doing. And it looks corny. But she was like, well, yeah, that's you know, women want to be pandered to. I was like, that's a great point. That is a great point. That is probably why I've been so bad at relationships this entire time. Because I've been aware of that for a very long time, that women genuinely just want to be pandered to. But I can't do it, man. Because this is the thing. I'm so willing to do whatever you want me to do if you can, like, yeah, I'll be honest. If you can kind of make me feel like I'm that nigga, then there's genuinely nothing that you can ask me to do or not do. Like, even being broke, like, I can literally make a miracle out of anything. Even not having no bread like that. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? Just tell me, I want to have a peaceful day. Bet. I want to have a great day. I want to have excited day. I want to do this, and bet. I can make it work. I can make it happen. But I'm not lifting up. It's probably a whole bunch of people that think I'm not shit because you never unlocked it. Like, you never unlocked, like how bitches be like, oh, you got to unlock it. Yeah, I'm not finna come out the gate treating you like you my wife. Like, who the fuck is you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like that's, like, I've had so many conversations with women. I'm like, fam, don't you want me to be like that? Like, and then it's weird too, because then they want you to be like that to other people, but not to them, as if they're not an individual. It's weird. Because for me, I have no problem on the other side of that. If you feel like, hey, nigga, I ain't doing shit for you unless you do this, and this. Cool. I'm cool with that. I can get that done. Matter of fact, I show you in small doses that I can get that done. Just like you can do the same thing in small doses. That's my problem be with a lot of people, that they don't want to, it seems like they don't want to work. That's what it feels like. It feels like people just don't want to work when it comes to relationships and shit like that, which to me makes sense, because it's like, okay, once you realize that everything is work, then you don't want to do work all the time, because you're human and you want to relax at some point. So if I feel like my relationship is work, if I feel like work is work, if I feel like being a mother is work, if I feel like being a father is work, if I feel like being a brother is work, if I feel like being a sister is work, if I feel like being just alive is work, if I feel like being a black woman is work, if I feel like being a man is work, if I feel like everything is work, then by the time I deal with another person, it shouldn't have to be work. And that's where we are in life. And it's been a survival tool for so long. Now that we have the option of whether or not we can and want to do it, that's why it is where it is, which is why I hate when people be like, it wasn't like this back in the day. You didn't have that option back in the day. That's why. You didn't have the option of whether or not, you know how many older black women that I've had conversations with, where if they had the opportunity to move like y'all, they would have moved like y'all. They would have did the same thing that these fucking girls these days doing. They didn't have the option to. There wasn't safe spaces for them to do all of this bullshit. And to this day, a lot of women still don't feel like there's a safe space for them to do the bullshit that they be doing. That's why they don't give a fuck about when people have an opinion about it. Because it's like, well, fuck, it ain't a safe space no fucking way. I might as well get my shit off. And to me, I've had enough conversations with enough people to realize that's how everybody feels. They're just exhausted at this point. Everybody's exhausted. Black people, black fatigue. Shut the fuck up. Everybody fatigued. You know why? Because y'all ancestors full of shit, and some of these old ass niggas still doing the same dumb ass shit that they was doing when they was fucking kids, and niggas is over it. I think as a whole race, America as a whole is exhausted. Niggas is tired. This shit is bullshit. Because at this point, they making movies about the same shit that they doing. In the early 90s, everything was a conspiracy. They weren't telling people that this shit was real. Everything was a conspiracy. Now, nigga don't bloody give a fuck. They make movies about it. They make TV shows about it. And they be critically acclaimed. There are critically acclaimed TV shows about what's happening in the White House right now, and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Like, nobody said, hey, we need to take 2 seconds to like look at the government as a whole, because y'all making TV shows about shit at this point. What you talking about? So, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I do apologize. Like I said, this is my little safe space. So, I try to get it out here so I can go into the world and be a nice person and be a good person and work with people and help people and try to improve Earth as much, little bit as I can. But y'all be getting on my goddamn nerves, bro. I promise you. I don't be want to hear that shit neither. I be feeling where y'all be coming from. When niggas don't want to hear about race, I don't want to hear about your bitching all the fucking time. Like I ain't been fucking going through, like I ain't been through some shit. Shit be pissing me off, bro. Oh my God, everybody is the most tortured person on the fucking face of the earth, bro. I'm so tired of hearing that, bro. And like I said, me personally, it only pisses me, it literally makes my stomach hurt when I hear people fucking rant and rave about that shit, because it's like, bro, no, you still ain't gave 2 fucks about what I'm going through. Like, you still don't care. It's like, now I gotta talk about your shit and not give a fuck about my shit. Like, and that shit pisses me the fuck off to the utmost, bro. It literally burns my soul, because then when we get to talking about it, we either pandering the black man and it's putting down black women. Every time I talk about what I'm going through, it's somehow putting down black women. When I get my bag, it's somehow putting down women. And so every time I fucking talk about what's bothering me, I'm putting down somebody. That's annoying. That's fucking annoying. Because then when I go out here and act like I don't give a fuck about them, when I start acting like, why do you think, as far as black men are concerned, I'm sorry, but I can speak on behalf of them because I am one. Why do you think we run around acting like we don't give a fuck? Because the women who do give a fuck, this is the thing. Nah, play with me then. Since you want to play, let's play. The black women who do give a fuck about us the way they're supposed to, the niggas who act like they don't give a fuck about them, they can't play with those women. Those women don't have all of the same stories as the other women do, because you can't play with them. Because they not here to play. Because they understand. They get where you're coming from, so you can't necessarily play with them the same way you play with everybody else. So their conversations be a little bit different. But the problem is they're saying similar things to the people who are purposely going into these situations, dealing with these goofy ass niggas, and then be like, yeah, girl, you sure right. These niggas ain't shit. And they're saying something to the girls who actually experienced some shit legitimately and was like, oh shit, I ain't know that was gonna, damn, hold on, nah, that ain't the move. You know what I'm saying? Because it be certain situations where women be getting into it, and it's like, oh shit, wait a minute, no, didn't nobody tell me this shit was gonna happen. Like, that was legitimately a mistake. That's very rare when you actually start getting into the meat and potatoes of these conversations and how people be ending up in the situations that they be in it. Because nobody wants to be accountable. Nobody. So nobody gonna be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I did that stupid shit. Why do you think people like whores so much? Because a whore is quick to tell you, yeah, I did that stupid shit. And now you just so mad that you can't believe that she, told you that she did what you thought she did? Now you mad? Why you? It's the same way with the toxic dude. The toxic dude that be mistreating your girl all the time, and she act like she's so, and you just think she's just so confused and she's so lost, and her head is just. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing, bro. It's that shit's fucking whack though. It's just whack. Anyway, whew, I do apologize again. I don't feel like I have any power, so I feel like I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. So if it offended you, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't have enough money for me to give a fuck about how you feel. If this offended you, and if you would like to have a good discord about it, then we can talk about it. If you just want to tell me I ain't shit because I'm black and I don't know what I'm talking about and I don't understand your struggle, fuck you. Because you don't understand why I said that, where I'm coming from about my struggle. If you would like to have a discord about that, more than happy to do that. Because y'all love playing who's hurt more. You know what I'm saying? Who's really getting tortured more? Yeah, y'all love playing that game. But unfortunately, for a nigga like me, it's hard for you to play that game. Because when y'all get to talking shit about the people that y'all be dealing with and the niggas that you, for me, it's hard to play that game. It's hard to play that game. So that's why I like to speak on behalf of the black men and the black women who are in a very, very small marginalized group where we don't really get into these conversations with y'all because, fam, what? Because then they want to put me in like the what's the dude name? Andrew Tate category. They want to do that. They want to put me in that category because I'm frustrated about what I actually went through. Like when people say, when I have no problem when women get in they safe spaces and complain about the things that they actually went through. The problem is that I can tell the difference between when you're talking about what you actually went through and then when you're pandering to the society's thought process. I don't pander to the society's thought process, which is why it's so hard for me to have friends. It's why it's been very hard for me to have a good fan base, in my personal opinion, because it always sounds like I'm on one side or another, and I've never been on either side. I'm on the side that makes sense. And niggas don't be making no sense. They don't. You know, if I get to getting in my bag for real about how I feel about females, then all of a sudden now people think I think females should just stay in the kitchen. When I never said that. But I do think there's some accountability that needs to be taken. And I understand how hard and difficult that is living in worlds amongst men because I've been in jail. I've been amongst men and had no power to do anything. And they just did. Bitch, I was on papers for 10 fucking years for something I did not do. That only I know I didn't do it. Only I was there. Only me. If you stupid motherfuckers go look up all of the evidence and go look up all of the other shit and anything, like let's just say that somebody go do their stupid ass little investigations. On paper, it's going to look like I'm full of shit. Only I know that I didn't do any of the shit that they claim that I did. Only I know that. Only I was there. I know exactly step by step what happened. I remember when the nigga put the fucking, when I told him, hey, there's some white substance in your car, sir. What the fuck is that? And they ignored me and called it whatever, some 220, whatever the fuck. And then went over there and talked to his partner. And then put me in the car. And then got me back out the car after having another conversation. And it was like, oh, what's this? I said, excuse me? I literally just told you that was in. Yeah, only I know that story. Only me. So when I sit here on the internet and say, hey, you bitches ain't fucking taking accountability for shit. Because when I went through a circumstance and motherfuckers swore up and down that I was somebody's baby daddy, and I was like, bitch, there's every evidence to prove that I'm wrong, but only me and you know, that you're full of shit, that I did nothing but try to help you. Only me and you know that. But the way society's laid out, even in the comments, I dare this video to fucking pop. Even in the fucking comments, they're gonna swear up and down I'm full of shit. They're gonna swear up and down. Because people lie so much. People lie so fucking much that I can't, there's no fucking way. And that's how they get us. And that's how we end up fucked. Because there's no way. There's no way. He got to be lying about something. Oh, well, let's go look up his credentials to see why he act like that. It's got to be, you know what I'm saying, the same shit they did to George Floyd. Fuck him. He done did something wrong, so we can clearly, you know what I'm saying, be like, it's all good. He ain't shit. It's all good. And then we get more angry. And then we see that scenario happen again. And then we get more angry. And then we start taking it out on our black sisters. And then they're even more angry. And now we still fighting amongst each other. And that shit pisses me off when, fam, I should be able to just speak at this point. Sister, I don't have no problem with y'all saying. None. I'm not the nigga in the comments like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. I promise you I'm not. I'm the nigga that be sharing shit. Like, I don't even say shit. I just like and share. Hey, I be saying the same, because sometimes black women be saying the same shit I be saying. I be like, look, finally, they saying it, so I can just share it. Like, look, I ain't got to say it. Because y'all can't say, oh, the black men always say, no. She said it. Listen to her. Like, you feel what I'm saying? There you go. You don't want it to be, you don't want me to, you don't give a fuck about, I get it. You don't give a fuck about me. You just want to look at the women. Like they don't play into the big three that I was talking about earlier. You act like they don't play into the big three that I was just talking about earlier. Fantasy, entertainment, and success. I'm just saying. But it's cool. Because you know it's easier to fantasize about a woman than it is to fantasize about a man. So if we fantasize about a woman, we can get the consensus to say, bro, you tripping. Why are you hating on her? She's so beautiful. That is so easy to do. They do it like that every fucking time. How dare you speak on her? She's so beautiful. There's a psychology to that, which is why every time you go to the grocery store or fast food chain or any type of store, there's definitely a psychology to that. That's why a majority of the people who work the register are women. Across the board, in every company. It's not even just the grocery store, every company. There's a psychology to that. So, anywho, I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I just be speaking my piece. I have no issues with shit. It's just, it'd be a lot of shit where I'd be like, bro, if I had a daughter, I would know. It's certain shit where they be like, bro, but she's a woman. No, I'm not. Lord Jesus. I do want children, but I promise you I will not be raising my daughter to act like that. And I'm not saying she still won't have to face women adversities, for sure. But a lot of shit be sounding real victimized. My daughter will not be a victim. Absolutely not. No, she will not be made to feel like a fucking victim. Absolutely not. That doesn't mean that she can't be put in a position where she is a victim, but she won't be handling it like a victim. I'm not raising her to act like that. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like, when it comes to raising kids, and because I haven't had kids, I haven't raised them, but I have been raised, because I was a kid. For me, I feel like you can't make another human being be what you want them to be, but there are things that you can program into them that they will instinctively do in their adult years later. Because there are a lot of people who instinctively do shit. Like, I'm telling you, just think about people that you've dated. There are people who instinctively do shit that they think is them, but it's really their parents. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know people that are kind of like me who, like, their quality of living is a little bit higher than the average person because their parents have raised them to believe a higher quality of living is better than the average person. And it's made it hard to date for these individuals. Because now they got to kind of lower themselves to put up with a lot of the bullshit. Because it's like, well, nigga, why you ain't got no job? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I know I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm young, I'm hot girl, I can do what I want, you know what I'm saying? I'm educated, you know what I'm saying? I can read and I can write, you know what I'm saying? I got all my teeth, you know what I'm saying? But my nigga, I need at least a bit. Look, if I'm gonna do what I want and not listen to my parents, can you give me a better explanation of why you ain't got a job? You feel what I'm saying? I need at least a really good one. Like, can we have a really good one? Like, I need the pursuit of happiness. Like, if this is what we doing, like, my nigga. So I get it. So for me, I be understanding, and that's why I don't listen to idiots who think on the basic level of like social interest, like just how society thinks in general, and then they just use that as their normal thought process, because when you break it down to the individual, that's not always the case. So I can't sit up here and say, oh, well, society is saying that this is what's happening to black women. No, because I know a lot of them individually. So no, that's not always true. Oh, it's the highest divorce rate in the world is because of the woman. I know some niggas. Look, I'm telling you. I know some niggas. Word. Run, Forrest, run. I'm just saying, like, she probably needs to get the fuck up out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not doing, and we know that women mature faster than men, so you gotta, like, it's so many nuances to shit that it's like, bro, if we're gonna have a conversation, let's have a conversation, but let's not pander. I don't like pandering, because the moment we start pandering, in order to try to, well, just in general, the moment we start pandering is the moment we start losing, because then you start picking a side, and it shouldn't be a side to pick when we know what it is. If you know that systematic oppression exists and you're black, then you fighting against black men or black women, bro, you're a problem, period. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you're doing. If you have an issue with what the fuck we got going on amongst the community, like, bro, it's just, I don't know. It just be some shit that just be stupid. Because now we can also put shit online, and then they can say, well, I'm black, so I can talk about black shit. I don't need you self-hating ass niggas to get online and talk about how much, because that's what it be. Sometimes it be self-hating ass niggas. It be self-hating ass niggas who don't like, see, watch, I'm finna pander, watch this. It be self-hating ass niggas who will get online and talk shit about women all day long. See how they didn't click off? Now watch this. It's women that do the same thing. See how they just left? You see that? You see how they just left? Crazy. Because it's harder to believe that the women are doing it. It's easy to believe that men are doing it, because men are stupid. So they come out and easily say that that's what's going on. But women mature faster than us. Women are naturally smarter than men. So they will do the same thing that men are doing, but in a more intellectual way. So then it's saying, so now it's like, I'm just going to let her live her best life. Why can't she be happy? Knowing good and goddamn well, girl, you know she ain't happy. You know good goddamn well that girl ain't happy. She's happy for the moment, just like that nigga over there is happy for the moment. So because she's making it look more elegant, it makes it better, huh? Whatever. It's the same shit. Well, I think it's about time for me to wrap this up. I think I done got canceled enough. Pretty sure y'all gonna hate this episode. I do apologize. We are vlogging for my Sanity, so I decided to just get off what was on my chest. And sometimes I really, as a black man, want to say, bro, if you hoes don't shut the fuck up. And I'm coming from the perspective. I want to let y'all know where I'm coming from with that perspective too. If I was a man that could rule the world, a lot of the shit that you bitches be bitching about would have never been able to be bitched about, because I never would have had a problem with it in the first place. That's why I be mad at sometimes at the bitching, because I'm like, bro, this never would have happened. If I was running the world, this never would have happened. Who told you hoes you can't go to work? Yes, get out of my house. I want to sit home, cook, clean sometimes. Who the fuck said y'all got to be underpaid and all this other shit and all this women oppression and all this blah, 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 blah. I'm suppressing your voice. Who the fuck want to suppress your voice? I don't want to hear your voice at all. Like, I'm not suppressing shit. Like, a lot of the shit they be having problems with, that the world be doing, I'm like, bro, I be coming from that perspective. I get it, though. That's why I be trying to understand and not be like that when I go out into the world, because it's like, I get it. It's a bigger system than me that's happening to you. So that's why I need to be more sympathetic for it. But that's why I need you to be more sympathetic to me, because there's a bigger system than me that's affecting you. It's not me. It's a bigger system than me. That's why you get mad at me, When I talk about the system that I feel that it seems like I'm ignoring, because that's what y'all do. Y'all get mad at people because it seems like we're ignoring the system that's affecting you. And it's like, no, the system's bigger than me. That's why I be like, bro, what you want me to do about it? You know what I'm talking about? The same system. We can fight together. No, okay. There's no black men over there. Okay. Got it. I mean, but we support you. You know. Yeah. Whatever. Anyhow, yeah, that should be silly. I just want people to be happy. That'd be my whole thing at the end of the day. I just want people to be happy. And it'd be a lot of shit. That's why I don't like the bitching and whining and complaining. It's not that I don't mind venting and understanding and listening to what's going on when there's something really going on. But sometimes people be bitching and whining and complaining. That's why you should go watch Poor Minds. I love that show. Because they don't bitch and whine and complain. Matter of fact, for a long time, one of them didn't really even get into their bag about their life for real. She would kind of just banter. And she's gotten a lot better at it over the years. A lot better at bantering. It's really good. And the crazy part is I love girls like that because those are the girls that you sit in the bar and have a conversation with all night and forgot that you was like spending all your money. You know what I'm saying? But you enjoyed, like you kind of learn something about yourself. That's why, y'all wonder why we go to the strip club. Because them be the girls that you end up like, might be like changing your life that night and you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you went to the club thinking that you was like gonna take yourself out and do a date because you heard all this bullshit on the fucking internet and you wanted to try to take care of yourself, and then you have a conversation with one of them and you be like, damn, you're right, niggas ain't shit. I need to probably do something about this. Like, I ain't gonna fix this by myself. Yeah. Them the girls that like, those voices need to be a little bit louder. But unfortunately, people like to bitch and complain about the way it looks. So, you know, they don't like it. I'm here for it. I don't like the Candace Owens of the world. Y'all niggas be trying to pander to that shit without asking the real questions. Ain't nobody sat down with Candace Owens and like really talk to her for real. Because, well, a couple people have, but the thing about it is, like, when you talk to her, do you understand where she comes from? And me personally, that's why I like more conversations with her about her versus her politics, because I don't like when the world get, like, other black people get mad at her and like hate her, but without like a clear understanding of who she is for real. Because sometimes we'll just be mad at people and not like explain why we mad at people, and then it kind of just turns into this whole, I just hate black women. It's like, no, that's not the case here. That's not the case here. Some of these people are pandering, and then their pandering suppresses voices like mine, and then all of a sudden the boot is back on my neck, and I got a bitch about it, and then my sister's over here is like, excuse me, like, what do you mean? Like, so are you saying that like you're more impressed than me? And now we gotta go through this shit. It's like, no, babe, I'm not more impressed than you. You are the most oppressed. You going through it the worst. And that's why, never mind. I was finna get into interracial relationships, but I am cool. I am so cool. I'm so cool. Because I might not be able to speak on behalf of black women, but I can damn sure speak on behalf of these niggas. And I know it's a few of them. All of that shit ain't genuine. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Some of it is. But it's more rare than they would like to admit. Yeah, because I know some dudes that do that. They be in interracial relationships. But I promise you there's a story there. There's a story. There's usually a story. I can't speak for everybody, but some of the niggas I know, there's a story. There's a story. So, I will leave it at that. Because I don't want to get any more canceled than I probably already am. But we don't get a lot of views no way, so we can talk our shit for now. Anywho, other than that, if you have any issues with what I said, please leave them in the comments. Because then I'll read it and then I'll talk about it on the next episode and we'll get into it. We'll have Discord. We'll have conversations. We'll talk about it. Do you have a problem with me bantering and complaining about how I feel as a black man? Do you have a problem with it? Did I create a safe space for me to be able to speak on how I feel? Because this is the other thing. let's say that let's just say, for example, let's just say, because I don't think it's gonna happen, but let's just say this particular video took off and blew up, and then all of a sudden, because this is what'll happen, this video will blow up, it'll get big, people will be like, damn, yeah, he was really saying some real shit, and then some of them goofy ass niggas who think I'm on their side, well, now they want to come try to get interviews with me and like try to fuck with me, and now they want to sit down next to me so I can pander to them. It's not gonna be good. And you self-hating women too. You self-hating women that's gonna try that. It's not gonna be good. I'm really good at conversation. I know it probably look. I don't know how many videos back you done look and maybe seen that. You know what I'm saying? How I talk, because I be all over the place. My head fucked up. But I'm trying to tell you. See, what y'all seeing now is me in my safe space, getting my shit off, talking, which is probably why a lot of these videos look so raggedy. I'm getting my bag. I'm trying to help my mental health. I'm doing what I can to with little to nothing, so that I can do better. I do this when I'm stressed. I do this for anxiety. I do this for a lot of stuff. Don't y'all put me on them stands with them folks. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not, when it comes to a conversation, I've been debating all my life. I was the kid who used to, like, I would go to the debate classes, like when they had the what's that shit called? Debate something. The little debate groups and shit after school. The little after school programs where you can join the debate club. Debate club, that's what it's called. Yeah. I would hang with them niggas. I would listen to the conversations. I would go to some of the meetings. Never joined. I was always infatuated with little shit like that. Like the spelling bee kids, I would hang out with like because I was a dancer. So I was always in dance program. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the hip hop dance program. So we was over there tripping. It ain't like we was like practicing like we was supposed to be doing. We was over there tripping. But anyway, but yeah, I would often be in like the debate classes and the speech classes, and you know what I'm saying? English was one of my favorite classes because I failed it so many times. Because I just didn't do no work. I was actually really good at it. That's why my teacher was so mad at me. Because I was always really, really good at it, but I never did my work. So she was just like, bro, you're failing for no fucking reason. Like, you literally just can't sit still. I used to tell my parents that all the time. This nigga's a fucking G. He just won't sit still. So on paper, I look like I'm an idiot. That's why I've always hated smart people and just intellectual shit. Just like the whole idea of the government, it's always been so fucking stupid to me, because I've always been kind of naturally smart, but the things that I could do to make me smarter, I've always just felt like it was such a system. It's like such a programmable system that I just always hated. And I've just never liked it. That's why one of my favorite movies was Drumline, because I like the idea of Drumline. Like, you can't teach me how to be me. You know what I'm saying? Even though once he got into the structure, he got, I guess you could say he got better. I don't know. He seemed like he was pretty much the same to me. He made y'all better, but but that's just how I've always felt. Like, that's why, and it's fucked up, because I wonder how many other kids have ever felt like that. That's why I pushed away being smart so much, because I was just like, y'all just want titles and like paperwork to prove that I'm good enough for you to say that I'm smart, when, fam, I'm smart. Like, yeah, they're not. If you put me next to any of these kids that you claim is smart, bro, I'm smarter than them. They can't comprehend shit on the level that I can comprehend. They're only doing and repeating what you're fucking telling them to do. They don't think for real. Like, a lot of the kids that I knew that were smart, they weren't smart. They could just memorize shit really well. That didn't make them smart to me, because they couldn't hold a conversation about shit. They're not intellectuals at all. Had no philosophy, no thought process to grow anything. They were all the smartest kids to me were idiots. Because you could just memorize shit. That doesn't make you fucking smart, because you can memorize some shit. But I guess by American standard, that does make you smart, I guess. If you can regurgitate some shit because you remembered it, then I guess that makes you smart, But I don't know. That's always been my issue with it, because I could be completely wrong. I mean, maybe I am wrong. In the trajectory of how my life went, and I guess I'm wrong. I don't think I'm very successful. I mean, I like me. I like me as a person. But, who knows? I don't know. I guess I didn't take the right path. Don't listen to me. My life has been full of twists and turns and turmoil. And like I said, I've been set up by the police, and I've been betrayed by people. I tried to pursue a music career, and that didn't go well. And I did all of that on the basis of I should be able to be the kid that y'all told me that I can be without having to sacrifice my integrity at every turn. Because when I was a kid, you told me I could be whatever I wanted to be. And I have been fighting the world to prove that my entire life, and it's been a very, very, very exhausting fight. Because the world basically told me that if I had to just, sat still and studied and went to school and got my honorary degree and then went to college and all that and the other, that I would have had a much better life. And I probably would have. But I just, if I'm being honest, I just didn't want to lose my soul. I know that sucks. I know that's so bad to say. It's, I'm not trying to put that on nobody else, but it's just how I felt. I remember when motherfuckers were trying to get me to go to the army. I'm like, no, because then I'm not gonna be who I am now. When I come back, I'm gonna be a completely different person. And I guess that's what people wanted. But for me, when they used to tell me that, I think I was like 21, 22 at the time. I'm like, so you don't like who I am? What's wrong with me? Like, why do I need to go somewhere to change who I am? Like, what's wrong with me? Where I'm just such a bad person where I gotta go to the army to get my life together. Like, I'm not trying to kill nobody. Like, what's I'm a regular person. Like, I'm a regular guy. Like, I just want to do music. Like, why is that so bad? Like, I just didn't understand, like, the lack of support. I didn't understand the lack of camaraderie with a lot of shit. I didn't understand why every time I put my me into something, it had to be conflicted, confounded, like it had to be conflated, it had to be deflated, it had to be manipulated, it had to be all these other things. And I'm like, even when I first got with my homies, and the first time I like really started taking music seriously for real, or I guess I might have considered that a second time, because the first time I think I was in high school. The second time when I was in my early 20s, and I tried to take it seriously. As we got more successful, I noticed that a lot of the people that we were around wanted, they had such a problem with me being me. Like, like I was around like niggas who held guns and would shoot and sold drugs and all that and the other, and I was like, I'm cool being me. Like, I'm cool being me. I don't have to do what y'all doing and to even be around y'all. Like, because that was another thing. Like, people would think, oh, well, you around the post, you must be doing the same shit. No. We just make music. Like, I'm just cool. Like, I just be here. Like, I'm saying, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess I really just got frustrated with life. And that's why I got depressed. Like, kind of just when they kept, unaliving myself so many times, is because I never understood why the universe, it felt like the universe wanted to continue to punish me for having a dream. Like, I thought it was just an innocent dream. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I guess until I got older and realized what I was asking for, and how big that really is. Because as I sit here and listen to Natalie Prosper's interview, it makes me think about a lot of the things that could or couldn't have happened, if it had kept going. Like, because there's things that have happened to me in life where I look at them, I'm like, damn, that was fucked up. Like, what I'm saying, I went through a lot of shit, but what if that didn't happen and I was able to keep going? I don't know, some of the stuff that they be saying, it might have been worse. So, I think that's why I'm kind of glad that I'm more disciplined now. I'm glad that I waited till I got a little older, to really kind of push it. Because, even the vlogging for my Sanity thing, that's what it's for, is I'm really just kind of building up my reputation and building up a space where I can freely, be the artist, the Scotty motherfucking Wilson. Because when it comes to being an artist, there's a lot of stuff that I want to put my hands on. It's a lot of stuff that I want to do, that I've had these visions and these like dreams and goals like forever. But I've never had enough of a foundation to get that shit off. You feel what I'm saying? So, Yeah, so I don't know. Whatever. That's just stupid. It's just stupid to me. It's really stupid that I feel like if I had just followed the white man's rules, my life would have been just so much better. Just to say that is just pissing me off, bro. That's the shit that used to make me want to kill myself. Because that's what basically that's literally life in a nutshell. Especially when you live in America, man. All you gotta do is just follow the white man rules. You have a great life. I get it, but I don't want to. You know what would make me feel better if I just knew that people understood where I was coming from. I wouldn't even give a fuck. I don't want, because I used to want that little miracle random shit to happen, and clearly we see what happens when you get those miracle random record deals. I don't even want that no more. I just want enough people to say that they understand where I'm coming from so that I can feel like I'm not fucking crazy and continue to just move forward. That's all. I got the same validation issue that the rest of America has. I'm just not gonna sit here and lie about it. Yeah, I got a validation issue too. I wanna know that I fucking matter. And stop telling me that, oh, well, look at all of these other niggas. You should feel like you matter. You know, you talking about these crazy ass niggas that keep doing crazy ass shit that every time they do something that y'all don't like, you fucking tell them that they ain't shit. Them niggas. Shout out Moneybag Yo. That's how I feel about it. Shout out the, Big Crit. Shout out Ryan Coogler. You know what I'm saying? Shout out niggas who I'm pretty sure life still be lifing for you, my G. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a few more I would like to name. But I just appreciate y'all. Just being regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just regular people, man. And it's fucked up because just looking at my life, bro, I don't think I'm regular. Like, I don't. And, it's a lot. I've been a statistic before a few times. But, wasn't my intention. I was never one of them kids. These stupid ass kids that y'all keep putting online talking about they want to be gangbangers. They want to be drug. Interview the kid that don't. Interview the nigga. Why do y'all always go up to the group of niggas that's in the hood and talk to the loud one? Because according to the 48 Laws of Power, the loud nigga is never the nigga who really you need to be talking to. Why don't y'all go talk to that nigga that's sitting in the corner by himself that don't say nothing? Because I'm telling you, that nigga, he can't wait for the camera to get on him. It's a nigga that's sitting amongst a bunch of niggas right now who is way more intellectual than you think. He is way more knowledgeable than you know. He is way more philosophical than you're giving him credit for. And it's because he's young. He's easily influenced like everybody else. So when y'all get to talking stupid, he just shut up. Or sometimes he'll start agreeing with you. Because that power dynamic that females be talking about all the time, that happens all the time to everybody. When you feel like can't nobody save you because everybody is in cahoots with the stupid shit, yeah, we all feel that. It's not just a woman thing. So that's why we should be kind to one another. You know what I'm saying? I fucking love that movie. Please go see that movie. I fucking love that movie so much. So hopefully I haven't ruined your day too much. I hope I didn't make you angry. Because the funny part is, like, I watch shit like this, like how I'm talking right now. This is something I would watch. This is something I put on the background and just talking and listen to and watch shit like that. But the crazy part about this is that I don't want you to get angry. Don't do what I do. Don't listen to me. If you agree with anything that I said, don't listen to me and get angry. Because that was what I did, and that's where I fucked up. I let those people in every scenario that I just said make me angry. Black women talking about what they're going through should not make anyone angry. It makes me angry because I get it. That's why I get angry, and then that's when I speak back. It sounds like I'm refuting what they're saying. It's not that. It's I understand. And then because we're both angry, we don't speak correctly about what we're saying. And then it winds up sounding like we arguing with each other, or we trying to compare ourselves to each other. And it's really not that. It's that this person wants to speak about what they're going through because they're tired of sitting on it, and this person wants to speak about what they're going through and they're tired of sitting on it. And when they say it out loud, feelings get hurt. Kind of like how we used to do at the dinner table. Because I was definitely that person. Yeah, that nigga ain't shit. I don't understand what we talking about. Right? No, I don't fuck with this individual. What are we talking about? Nah, them the slick joke. No. And now I've ruined Christmas. I'm the Christmas ruiner. So yeah, cause so we finna just pretend like that shit cool cause we wanna be family. No. It's not okay. I still love you, but that's not okay. I'm blanking going out. Anywho, all right. So I will wrap that up. Ain't no long how I've been sitting on this motherfucker, but I will holler at y'all later. I didn't show y'all the plans, so I'll show y'all the plans next time. I do apologize. We will make the next episode more fun. Did apologize that I had to get into this shit. This is exactly why I need to stay off social media and stop paying attention to what the fuck is going on in the world, because I'm actually a really, really happy person now. I have been through a lot of shit, but I have chosen to be happy. I have chosen to listen. I have chosen to support. So I will still continue to support. I'll still continue to voice my opinion on my own little safe space. But out in the public, I will be supporting and having the back of, don't you get out here thinking that I'm finna get out here with y'all and be behind and talk shit with women. No. We not doing that. I just have an opinion. That's all. I just have an opinion. Don't you go over there fucking with them and then try to, and I bet not heard about it. Don't go over there fucking with them. Because I bet not heard about it. I don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. So anyway, other than that, I'll holler at y'all on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.